Hi, welcome to this video on part 2 on how to make a game of Breakout. In this video what we're going to do is add a paddle to our game and then set our paddle so it will move around the screen, and if it collides with the ball then the ball will change direction. So let's get into it. The first thing that I want to do here is I'm going to add a paddle, which I could either draw or there is actually a pre-made paddle. If I go to choose sprite and I sort of scroll down to P, there we go, there's a paddle already pre-made there, and I can just move that into position. Now what you'll probably have noticed is all the code is now disappeared off the screen. That's not a problem. The code currently is on the basketball, so I click back on the basketball sprite and there's my code. Click on the paddle sprite and there's no code currently attached to the paddle sprite. So what I'm going to do is firstly I'm going to get it to move when I press the arrow keys, so similar to what we've done in the past with some movements. Go to events and I'm going to choose the when space key pressed, and I shall then choose the right arrow and I'll say when the right arrow key is pressed I'm going to say to motion, and I'm going to say change X by 10. And then what I should then do is duplicate that and change it to the left arrow, and of course to move to the left it then becomes a minus. So if I just try that out now by pressing the green flag, okay, I can press the left and the right arrow and move my paddle along the base of the screen. Now what I want to do is I want to add some code in, which means that the ball will then bounce off the paddle should it hit it. So I click back on the basketball sprite and return to the code here. I'm going to add in an if statement to this forever loop. So what I'll do here is I'm going to say control and then if, and just drop it under the if on edge bounce, and then we're going to sensing. Okay, and again, like we did in the maze game where we had if touching a sprite then move somewhere, it's going to be the similar kind of instruction. So it's going to say if touching, and then I'm going to change that to say paddle. So if it's touching the paddle, then all I'm simply going to do is I'm going to change the angle which it's pointing at. So if I go to I'm going to say pointing direction, and I can then go to operators and I can go to pick random, and if we think about it, we have going around to 90 on one side and we have on the other side going through to 270. So I'm going to say pick random between let's see now, minus 90 I'll say, and plus 90. So let's see what happens there. If I press the green flag now and it moves and hopefully hit the paddle, and you can see that it bounces off.